Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today on Scared Ed, we're going to talk about something awesome. I get to see Epic Universe. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, Epic Universe opened this week. Cool. No, I actually saw it a few weeks ago. I'm just really behind on my videos. I know what you're thinking though. Scared Ed, how did you get in early? Well, I got a letter from Universal Studios saying, "Dear Scared Dad, we're looking for YouTube talent such as yourself that won't really be missed if something happens or goes wrong with one of the rides causing death or serious injury. To test out these rides, make sure they're safe for the public and top quality." Well, I don't know if you heard what I heard, guys. They called me talent! Let's do this! Alright, so clearly I didn't get a letter from Universal, but what did happen was the day before we were going to Florida, they opened up tickets, the preview tickets to the general public, and I jumped on right away and was lucky enough to get in. So me, my son, and my wife got to go see Epic Universe. And there's really only one word to describe this park.
Awesome!
Okay, so here we are walking into Epic Universe, giant portal. It's got all the different tokens spinning around for all the different worlds, and it looks great. The opening entrance area looks great, and the reveal of going in to see Celestial Park it's awesome. It looks really cool. So here we are, we're walking through the gate. First thing you're gonna see is that giant Helios hotel in the background and the carousel. It's a super great reveal though, it looks awesome. Once we got through that portal though, we didn't have time to look around Celestial Park. We had to get to Dark Universe. I mean, we're haunters, right? That's what we gotta do. We have to see the village of Darkmoor. But we didn't quite make it there first. We had to stop real quick because my wife could use the bathroom. So we checked out this cool Mario fountain. And you can see, even the fountain, you've got the coins spinning around. And it's just, there's so much movement. You're gonna get to that with the Super Nintendo World section because there is so much life in that section. It's awesome. But we're gonna get to that second, Darkmoor, first. So here we are walking up to the Dark Universe portal, and it has the classic words, "It's alive! It's alive!" But it's really cool as you're going through the effect of just seeing that screen that wraps around with the lightning. It's not super big, but it's just a cool effect going through, and it looks really neat. And then you're in the village of Darkmoor, and the detail right away is awesome. Old barnwood making the structure, and you walk out and there's a cemetery, you've got the fog rolling over, beautiful crypt to your left. To your right, they've got an area where you can take pictures by the coffins, which we never actually did. I don't know why. There's a cool like Grim Reaper with a sword statue. And then you turn into the main village. And the village looks awesome. Like when you see the details, like the stoneworks being revealed where the outside broke off. And it just looks so great. It really does. Now, I kind of wish the village part was a little bigger because once you're in the village, right away you can see the Frankenstein banner, which is amazing. But if you just look at the detail here, right? So what we're seeing in this shot is the entrance to the Das Steakhouse, which is the vampire themed steakhouse. Now, we didn't actually go in and eat there, but we kind of peeked in real quick and it looked amazing. But really, I just want you to look as a haunted at the detail, right? The stonework looks great. You can see cracks in the walls. The gates look like they're rusted iron. Super awesome detail. Everything just looks fantastic. To the right hand side, you can see real quick right here was the Invisible Man. I didn't really get a good shot of him at all while we were there, but he was out there a lot. We didn't interact really with him much, but we did interact with Igor. We're going to show that later on. And then when you come across the manor in its full glory, when it's like right in front of you, and this thing is beautiful. I mean, it's amazing. Honestly, looking at this is just crazy detail. Looks awesome. It's mind-blowing. It really is absolutely mind-blowing. So then entering the manor, it's just, I mean, it's crazy. You go through these gates, there's like these old dead vines crawling up, and everything looks awesome. The costumes for the staff look great. And as you're just walking up the entrance, and it's just like you're getting closer, I mean, the manor itself is a character. Like, just look at the detail here. It's amazing. All the windows, all the different shapes to the architecture. I mean, they spared nothing on this facade, and it is absolutely stunning. I mean, it's pretty damn near perfect. I don't know what else you could do. And just taking this in for the first time, was just so amazing. With those sharp spikes hanging down on it, it's just so impressive. You go through these massive doors, and then right where you go in, you can see the grand staircase. I mean, the great thing about this ride is that the whole queue line is an experience. It really is. Like, the manor itself is part of the experience, and take your time walking through it. There's so much to see. Like, right here is this cool area where you see like a dead Frankenstein body. So it's like an older version of Frankenstein, like a different specimen, and they're like running scans on it, and it looks super cool. I mean, just the detail of the model that they have in there is amazing. This old like decaying Frankenstein body, and you got the scanner that goes up and down it. So awesome. Looks sick. So good. Oh, it looks amazing. And all the details, all the drawings on the walls, talking about the experiments and everything. Like, you feel like you're in a lab, right? It's so cool. And then you walk out and you see that double grand staircase, and with the paintings on the walls, absolutely amazing. Like, holy crap, these paintings are fantastic. I got a couple of close-ups here so you can see. So cool. These like people are coming and their bodies are kind of decaying, and there's like this blue lightning in their eyes. It's kind of shooting out, and absolutely amazing. And while you're there, you can see the light flashing from the electricity up above. And one detail I love, it's super simple. It's just a big screen behind the window, but they have a window raining. It looks like it's night, and you can see the village of Darkmoor out the window, and you can see the Burning Blade Tavern, the windmill that lights up with the fire on the blades. You see that outside. It's just a super cool touch, right? Like, that's the kind of detail I love to see in a haunt, and I love to see in the ride lines. So the real magic though happens when we get to the pre-show. And you've got Victoria Frankenstein, and her movement looks amazing. Now, she's got the projection face, and I would probably prefer not to have projection. Like, in the actual ride, she doesn't have projection on one animatronic, and while there's not as much movement, right, she's not like talking as much, still kind of think it looks better. But it still looks really good. And her movement, the way she's moving her hands, her fingers move, everything is awesome. But then Frankenstein's monster comes out. This right here is worth the price of admission. Just seeing this animatronic is absolutely amazing. And unfortunately, I wish I had seen my video all the way through, because at one point he actually knocked something over on the set, and it looks so awesome. And I cut my part off like a little bit before that, but the motion looks great. And the way it looks like he's walking towards you is just, it's incredible. Like, it feels like Frankenstein's monster is right there. Look at this thing. It's sick. It looks so good. And then we get to go on the ride. I mean, the ride is pretty spectacular. Now, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's pretty close. It uses the motion crane arm, which they had in Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. So there's like 4 seats, and it's on a crane arm that can basically tilt, move you forward, back, kind of swing you around. And in it, that's actually part of the story. Igor's controlling it, and the motion's really good. So Forbidden Journey made some people in my family get kind of like dizzy and nauseous. They kind of, sometimes you can bang your head around. The redesign of this plus the motion they programmed, well, like kind of swing you a little bit. You're not going to get motion sickness like you might on Forbidden Journey. I didn't personally on that, but some people I know did. The ride's fantastic. You get animatronics pretty close to that Frankenstein. I would say Frankenstein's monster throughout the ride is probably the best, maybe though tied with the werewolf. The werewolf is amazing too. So basically, Dracula escapes. She was trying to control him. She fails. Then all the other monsters kind of get free, and it's kind of a free-for-all. So you're going through the catacombs. Victoria and Frankenstein are trying to get the other monsters in check and help you get out and stop Dracula. So I won't tell you what happens, but there's some awesome, awesome animatronics. And what you're doing is you're moving through kind of like some big set pieces with animatronics, and then there's the screens behind it. So one thing they haven't perfected yet, right, and it's probably the only criticism I have of the ride, is that you can very clearly tell what's a screen and what's not, right? So they haven't mastered lighting the scenes to kind of match a screen, which is, you know, emanating its own light. But what is really cool that they have here is they've got layers. So they've got like an animatronics or real world stuff in front, and then at one point they've got Dracula like on a screen kind of in front of you, but it's one of those screens that you can see Dracula on it, but then you can see behind it is another screen with movement. So you've got the different layers, right? You've got that perspective. So it's not like as flat. It doesn't look flat. It's just that the characters that are coming from the screen have more of a glow where the animatronics don't. So the only criticism I have, if they could find a way to light the scene to kind of match the screens a bit more, it would be awesome. But they do a really good job. But as a criticism, it's really minimal. They do a great job, and these screens look super clear, right? It's not like blurry with you moving around and everything. No, they look awesome. Each scene just goes quickly, so you kind of see one scene and then you're swung up to the next scene and then down to the next scene. With that, because They kind of transition you from one spot to another. There's a couple of times where you're kind of just looking at the architecture that's right in front of you. It's not a big deal, right? You kind of go from this crazy scene and then you're swung down and you see you're looking at like the wall for a second and someone's talking to you, you hear the voices going, and you're swung up to the next part. So not a huge deal, but there are those couple like few seconds where you just kind of like, oh, that's the wall they designed, cool. But what's amazing is this is so much to see and take in, right? There's so many details in each scene and great effects, you know, there's fire, there's water, there's all sorts of stuff going on, which is super cool. Now, one thing I will say is, if you're going to do this ride, other than trying to get on Harry Potter, which we didn't get to see because of the virtual queue, get on Monsters Unchained right away. Because as we went through the day, certain things did stop working. Now, maybe they've got that worked out. We were there in the preview, right, 3 weeks before it actually opened, so it might have been fixed. But as we went through, I noticed what would happen is sometimes the ride would go down, and when it came back up, something wouldn't be working. So like in one scene where there's a flame effect, when we went back later, the flame effect wasn't working. And then unfortunately, one of my favorite animatronics, Werewolf, that swipes at you, that stopped working by the end of the night. And then there was one more right in the beginning. There's a bell that swings, and inside you can see the hunchback like holding on inside the bell, and the bell stopped moving by the end. So I would say if you want to see everything working on this ride, your best chance is to go right away. Get in there right away, enjoy the ride, then go back later at night to see everything at night, because you want to see the village at night. It looks cool, and I wish I had more footage at night. I did get a little bit as we were leaving, but the problem was it was basically just getting dark when the park closed. So we didn't have a lot of nighttime. Like, I didn't even get to see, I wanted to see Super Nintendo World that night. Didn't get a chance to get in there. So that was a bummer. You know, the park closed at 9 for us. I think around 8:30 it was starting to get dark. So kind of a bummer, because I really wanted to spend more time in the village at night. But for the few critiques that I had of the ride, I mean, don't get me wrong, this ride is amazing. And if you're a monster fan, you're going to want to go on it multiple times. And we did. My son loved it. I loved it. My wife loved it. That was super cool. And it's awesome. The animatronics are sick. The story is great. The movement of the ride is great. It's thrilling, but not crazy. You're not going to get like nauseous or anything. It's just a spectacular ride. Universal outdid themselves, and it really does justice to these monsters, so you have to see it. If you're a Halloween fan, you got to see this ride. Now, we didn't go on the roller coaster here. My wife kept trying to get my son to go on, and he kind of kept pushing it off. He wanted to do other things first because I think he was a little nervous, and I was a little nervous because spinning makes me get sick, and it's one of those spinning roller coasters, so we didn't get on that roller coaster. But from what I've heard, it's cool, it's fine, but it's not like spectacular. But what was really cool was the Burning Blade Tavern, and it just happened when we were walking up the first time. The bell started tolling, and we knew we could hear the music start playing. And one thing I heard that I didn't notice is that you can probably see it better at night, which is why we didn't see it. You can actually see like lights, red lights kind of in the trees going up to it, almost like the villagers are going to set the tavern on fire. So I thought that was interesting. But the Burning Blade Tavern is the tavern with a windmill on top and the blades catch on fire, and it looks amazing. It really does. Super cool. Again, I wish I could have seen it at night. I didn't get a chance to, but during the day it's just as impressive. It looks great. And then we actually went in and enjoyed some food. So it was a little weird. We went in, we were a little confused at first. If you go inside, it's a bar and you can just get the drinks, and you can see all these cool details. There's all these monster heads on the wall. Basically the monster hunters go there. If you want to get food, you have to go on the app, order food through the app, and then you pick up the food on the outside. There's a different window to get the food. So it took us a little while to figure that out, but once we got it, we were good. We got a drink. My son got a drink without alcohol that he liked. But the star of the show here for my son, because he ended up having, that's the only thing he ate, I think, at the park really, was they had a garlic steak. And when I say garlic steak, it's not like a meat steak. It's basically like a kind of pretzel-y breadstick with garlic, but it's shaped like a steak, kind of like a dagger steak. And yeah, my son had like 3 of them. He loved it. I got to try a couple pieces in the first one, and it's good. It's really good. So we got the food. We went back in. We got to eat there, and it's neat. Like if you look up at the ceiling, there's a couple boards you can kind of see through, and it looks like there's like fire in the ceiling, which is kind of neat. So it was really cool though. I thought was when we were leaving, my son and my wife walked out in front, and I was leaving last. And as I'm out the door, right, I just stepped out the door. Someone's like, it's like, hey. And I turn around, and there's a guy. He was a monster hunter. He had a monster hunter outfit. Very cool. But he says to me, he's like, you don't have to be the fastest person if a monster's chasing you. He's like, if you push her to the ground and run, you'll be fine. So I was very thankful for the advice. Luckily, didn't have to take advantage of it. All three of us survived, but it's nice to know that there's monster hunters out there looking out for you. And then as we were leaving, walking out, Igor just happened to be walking out, and we get to have this amazing interaction with him.
And this, I thought this was the famous monkey's paw. Yeah, it was rumored to bestow ill will on all who possess it. Again, I have a lot of enemies, so this was going to help things out. But unfortunately, monkeys don't have paws, so it's just a hand. Yeah, that's all. That's what I collected today. And then I was looking for Bridget. Do you know Bridget? Oh, she dropped this back there. Yeah. Do you want a job?
I mean, I'm still unemployed.
Oh, well then, okay, I'm offering you a job then. This is your lucky day, huh? Have you ever been a lab assistant before? No? Okay, so hold on. Do you want to be a lab assistant? Okay, listen, I'll tell you this right now. I like transparency. It is key. So working for me, there is very little pay. Is that a problem? Okay, so how's like 25 cents an hour? You said you were unemployed. Don't be picky.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So then also, there's no health care. That's not a problem, is it?
Still on my healthcare, bud. You're good.
Okay, so there you go. Yeah, until you're 26, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So you have a long ways to go. And what other perks do you have? Oh, you get an apron.
Oh, nice.
I know, this is a high quality apron right here. You get the gloves. Okay, not these though. These are for big professional lab assistants. The best of the best. That's me. You're like subpar, so you would get hand-me-downs. That's not a problem, no? Okay, good. So listen, what you're going to do today, can you read? Okay, so listen, that's a problem though. Don't read the contract, just sign it. Never read the contract with a small print, okay? You just sign and hope for the best. That is what you do. So here's what you're going to do. Take your creators and you're going to go over, I'm assuming you're the creators. Yeah, okay, so you're going to go to the manor and fill out a job application. Okay? You can do that? Great. Okay, what was your name?
Solomon.
What?
Solomon.
Okay, I'll be looking for you.
Okay.
All right, off you go. Hey, if you find Bridget, send her my way, huh?
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Don't hire someone else for more money.
Listen, well, not for more money. It would be less. You stop at the line.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
All right. What was cool was later in the night when we went back on the ride, and we got to go on a couple times in a row. Somebody said, "Oh, you've been here a lot. You should probably get a job here." And I said, "Oh, actually, Igor told my son to put in an application." And right away, they picked up on it and they said, "Oh, our new lab assistant's here." So it was super cool that they kind of know the story of what Igor is telling people out there, and the staff could play right along with it. Very cool. I thought that was an awesome touch, and it just really made the whole experience really special. Again, it was really cool that there are so many characters out there. We saw Igor, the Invisible Man, Monster Hunter, obviously, and a couple different violinists.
Dicop shot from its tomb we run. Then ghastly hunt thy native places sucked.
And then another one was, I think, a vampire lady. At one point, there's even this lady in Celestial Park in kind of like this like funky, kind of angelic costume, just kind of silently walking, and she's just like a beautiful Art Nouveau piece just walking through the park, and awesome. Very cool. We didn't try to interact with her. She kind of seemed like she was just more this celestial being walking through, and like you shouldn't bother her because we're only humans. I don't know. That was weird, but it was cool. It was a cool experience. So I've kind of talked about the Village of Darkmoor. It's amazing. If I ever get back there again, it's got to be sometime where it gets dark a bit earlier, right? Maybe like the fall would be better to go. You get more nighttime. So that's my Haunter's review of the Village of Darkmoor. It's pretty freaking awesome. So let me tell you a little bit more about the rest of the park since we did get to experience it. Next we went over to Super Nintendo World, and the entrance itself is amazing. You're going into the pipe, you go up this escalator, right? They kind of have the pipe sounds going. You're going into the pipe. Then when you come out, you're coming out into Peach's Castle, and it's got the classic Mario 64 paintings on the walls, and they change from the different worlds, and they have that kind of same effect they would have if you jump through them in the game. It's very cool. But once you step out of Peach's Castle into like Mario World area, I mean, it just hits you. Like I almost had a tear in my eye because it's just like you step out and all of a sudden the Mario music hits you, right? Like that happy music. world. Like everything's moving. The coins are spinning. The Koopa Troopas, Goombas, you get the piranha plants. I mean, it just, the whole world feels alive. It feels like you're in a different place. Like you can't see the rest of the park from here. And it's amazing. It is so good. Like, again, I wish I just had more time to just hang out in the world because it's fantastic. It looked amazing. Right away, we went on the Mario Kart ride. And so, again, not quite as amazing as the Frankenstein's Manor, but pretty close is the queue line going through Bowser's Castle. Again, everything's big, everything's Nintendo. You get the big Bowser doors, the carpet going up to the big Bowser statue in the beginning, which is absolutely amazing. And then you're going through Bowser's Castle, and he's got like all these plans on how to defeat Mario and win the race. And you've got, again, these cool screens, kind of like what they use for Dracula, where you can see the image on it, but you can see through it. They have boos on that. So in the bookcase, they've got one of those screens, and you see a boo appear and then disappear. And it looks great. There's so much life to it. There's so much to look at and see. And you just feel like you're in this big, giant castle that is fitting for a big creature like Bowser, you know? So cool. Great effects. You put on this hat. Then when you actually sit in the ride, there's the visor clips to it, and that's what the AR's on. Now, the ride's really cool, and I kind of wish we got to go on it a couple times. We were too busy going on Monsters Unchained 6 times, so we didn't get back on it. But it's really fun. The mixture of the AR and the ride works pretty well, right? Like if you're trying to play the game, you're almost going to kind of miss looking at some of the other stuff. It doesn't feel like a super fast ride. It's good. It's got moments where it seems a little fast, but mostly it's just you're trying to get shells and then shoot the bad guys but not hit the good guys. You don't want to hit like Yoshi or Peach or Mario, any of them. If you hit them, you lose a coin. And if you get over 100 coins, that means you beat Bowser, you win the race. And we did, so I don't know what happens if you lose, because we're not losers. It was cool. It's a fun ride. You know, you don't necessarily feel like you're racing in Mario Kart, right? Like I kind of wish they had something that was a little bit more like a really fast go-kart ride. But it's fun, and it's a game, right? So Nintendo wanted to make it less of just a ride and more like a game. And I mean, for that, they nailed it. It's fun. It's a cool ride. I'd love to do it again. The AR didn't make me nauseous at all. And now my wife, it did bother her a little bit. She's never done VR or anything. She doesn't play video games. She's not her thing at all. So my son loved it. He thought it was great. We got out. We decided to go on Yoshi. There was hardly any wait. And queue line is cute. You go through. Everything feels like Yoshi's Island style. Nothing crazy, right? It's not as big as the Mario Kart ride or Monsters Unchained. But it's a cute queue line. Then you get on the ride. And basically you kind of just get to go out and see the Mario world. If it's a hot day, that ride's very hot because most of it's just outside going through. It's very short. There's a few different scenes. You basically have to hit a button when you see the color egg, and you want to get all 3 eggs. And then, so even this ride, they tried to make like a little bit of a game, but it's really just a fun ride that little kids can go on and just see the park. And again, there's so much moving, there's so much life to it that just getting to sit and look at what's around you in the park again, it's worth it. It's fun. You know, I wouldn't wait a half hour for it, but if you get on in 10-15 minutes, yeah, why not? And next we decided to go hit Donkey Kong. Seeing Donkey Kong Country World is awesome. You go through another pipe, it transitions from bricks into kind of like this rocky wall cavern thing, and then you step out and you're in Donkey Kong Country. And again, it looks amazing. You get the temple is kind of like the centerpiece, right? So you see the temple in front of you. You've got these big archway you go through first. Right away on the right you see Funky playing. Very cool. It's just a very small stand, nothing big about it, but it looks and feels like you're in Donkey Kong Country. There's the ride right there, bud. There's Funky's. See Donkey Kong's house there. It's got the letters Kong right on it. And yeah, it just looks great. There's a little drumming game you can play, and if you do it right, Randy pops out. We didn't do that. After we got out, we did have this killer treat. It's probably tons of sugar in it, I'm sure, so probably don't want to have like 2 or 3, but it was good. Check it out. And then I will say, the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, the queue line was the first disappointment I had. It's fine. It's basically like a temple. It's just not as impressive as some of the other ones. Like what What's kind of cool is they have like these paintings on the wall. That one is them like worshiping the golden banana, right? And it's just red paint on the gold. It looks cool. My favorite though is on the other wall. It's like the classic Donkey Kong game. And you see Donkey Kong at the top. You see the barrels going down. And one thing that was really kind of depressing in the queue line is in the Donkey Kong game, if you look, the barrel is killing some Pikmin. I didn't want to see that. But don't worry, there are other Pikmin to be seen around Super Nintendo World, and they are fully alive. So actually, I think in the Minecart Madness, right where you kind of go by the water, if you look, there's actually some blue Pikmin there. So check that out. So there was one cool part of the queue line though. As you get pretty close to getting on the ride, you get to see Cranky Kong in his rocking chair, and he's talking to the parrot, whose name escapes me.
You tasty right now. I'm just pulling your wing, bud.
It's a great looking animatronic. He's rocking back and forth. Classic Cranky Kong. Looks great. And then we get on the ride, and it's a fun ride. Like, it's pretty cool. It's rough. It's actually rougher than I thought it would be. It's kind of jarring the way it like jumps you from one track to another, but it feels like you're on the minecart, right? Like you're going forward and the track's broken and you're jumping over it. Then at one point the track's broken here and your cart jumps to the next track just like you would in the game and then jumps back. So very cool. The animatronics on it are great. You see Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, a few others. It's a fun ride. It's definitely worth doing. I do wish it was maybe a little smoother because it was a little jarring. Again, the queue line's not great, so it's not a fun ride to wait a long time for. So try to get in when the line's not too bad. Now, unfortunately, because of the way the ride's set up, you know, you're in the minecart, there's only like 4 people per car, so it's kind of a longer wait. It's not like a roller coaster where you get 20 people on at a time. So while there's multiple minecarts going at once, it's just not a super fast ride turning people out. So take that into consideration when you plan your day and plan accordingly. So we were doing great up until this point, right? We kind of got to see, you know, most of the stuff we really wanted to see. It was awesome. We couldn't get into the Harry Potter ride because the virtual queue, like I was literally on the final screen when it went off and I just hit the time and I still couldn't get in. So it is what it is. We'll get back and see it some other day. I've heard it's amazing. But we got to see, at that point, pretty much all the rides we wanted to see. Our next thing was we were going to go to How to Train Your Dragon area. So we were going to the Isle of Berk, and again, when you enter, it's just very cool. You got the stones in front of you that kind of tell the story, and then you go around it, and you see the 2 statues, and you've got the like kind of lake in the middle. Now, the Isle of Berk is probably the biggest park area. It feels like it anyway. And going in, you see these 2 statues standing in the water. You got flames in each statue. And everywhere you look, there's cool like little dragon scenes. You got some dragons fighting over a fish in one scene. You've got an ice dragon that's blowing fog at you. And a lot of cool, neat stuff like that to see. There's so much movement in this world as well. But for us, one mistake we made was we went on the water ride right away, where you're supposed to be like training to put out the fires. We got absolutely soaked. We get drenched. So you shoot water and you're supposed to hit targets and practice putting out fires, right? Cute idea. But the other riders in other boats can hit you. So we just started the ride and we just start moving and we got drenched right away. And we got absolutely soaked. And then there's certain targets you can hit that squirt more water at you. Of course, I hit all those, which made my son very upset because we all get drenched. But we were already soaked from the beginning, so I figured what's the difference, right? It's a cute ride, it's fun, but do not go on it unless you are okay getting completely soaked. We got off that ride and we had to get my son a new shirt. We ended up going back to the village of Darkmoor to get him a Dark Universe shirt. We did a lot of bouncing around from this point on, so we didn't get to experience much else. We did get in line for Hiccup's Wing Glider, the roller coaster. Unfortunately, when we were in line, the ride broke down. We did get to see the How to Train Your Dragon show. It was really good. Like the dragon animatronic puppets that they had in there were amazing. Seeing Toothless flying over your head at one point is just so cool. Like it's that itself is worth it. It's about a 20-minute show. It's good to just get inside, cool off. Totally worth seeing. So we really enjoyed that. So then we wanted to see the Harry Potter section before we ran out of time. And so we went over to see it. And when you go through the portal, it's cool. You kind of go through and, you know, there's kind of trees where you come out. So it's not like super impressive when you go through the portal until you turn around the corner. And then you see the big archways you go through. And the buildings are just massive buildings. And it's very impressive. Like it's very cool looking. Now with the theming, obviously, This doesn't scream like the Harry Potter movies to me. I know it's more like Fantastic Beasts type thing, but still very impressive, very cool. Unfortunately, when we got there, we didn't check when the show times were, so we didn't get to see the show, and we already knew we couldn't see the Battle of the Ministry ride. So we were just kind of walking around just to check out the land. We went through and I saw the Dark Wizard section, so of course we had to go check that out. This is probably where we had one of our neatest experiences of the day.
Hello there. Oh, what is that strange muggle device you have? Come closer, friends.
Come forward, you who bravely explore these enchanted realms. I am Sir Cadogan, a knight of the Round Table at your service.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Bienvenue. I am Simon Marchand, artiste extraordinaire.
And I am Cassandra Trelawney, mistress of divination. Tell us, who do we have the honor of addressing this evening?
Solomon.
Solomon, oh, very nice to meet you.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance.
Very pleased to meet you.
Solomon, how old are you?
I am 9.
9? Oh my goodness, you look nearly 10. Yes, I am sure you shall be attending Hogwarts very soon.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I am sure you'll be getting your letter any day now.
I heartily agree.
Yes. Solomon, which house do you hope to be sorted into?
Gryffindor.
Very nice.
Yes.
Sir Cadogan is a Gryffindor. You will probably see his portrait hanging up in the halls of Hogwarts when you go there.
This interaction was amazing. All 3 of the paintings were interacting with my son. And so probably what happens, they probably have an actress that was playing the center painting with the lady. She was probably triggering certain things on the other paintings, but it was such a cool experience. And at one point they had him cast a spell, and we didn't buy one of those like wands. Like there's wands you can buy that you can cast spells in different windows and stuff happens, but for this interaction we didn't need to have that.
Solomon, would you like to practice your magic while you're here with us?
Sure.
Wonderful. Now, don't worry, my dear, if you don't have a wand with you. You see, I have one, and I can assist you. And true magic comes from within, and we can see that you are
Truly magical.
Yes.
It was such a cool experience. It was so neat. It felt like a personal experience and something we didn't expect, right? Like I didn't see someone else doing it. Like there were people looking at the window when we walked up and they walked away. We were the only ones there, so I had no idea this was about to happen. Such a cool experience. Check out that window if you can find it. It's worth seeing. Super awesome. And then right near that window, in that like kind of dark wizard area, there's a restaurant in there. We didn't go eat in there, but there was a guy outside and he said, "Oh, come in and check us out." And when you first walk in this restaurant, like this kind of like the area where you order, it didn't seem like much until you turn the corner and then you're in this one room. And then you look off and there's another room. And there's another room. This restaurant was huge. It was a super cool place. There's hardly anyone in there. No one knew it was there. And it's this massive place to eat. So again, you order your food, you get it, you go sit down, and it's worth checking out. Check out this place, find it. If you want a place to just sit down that's not like super busy, again, maybe it'll be busier when other people go, but nobody knew that this massive place was there. Like, it didn't feel big when you went in, but once you started going through the corners, it was cool. Check it out. But yeah, then we just kind of walked through the city. They had this one area where it's like great forced perspective to make you feel like the city kind of goes on. I did stop in. I got a veggie sandwich for myself, and of course we got the butterbeer. Butterbeer is still good, delicious, very sweet, but by the end of the day I think we had done like 23,000 steps, so I probably burned off the sugar. I'm not worried about that. When we left the restaurant, that's when it was just first starting to get dark, so we get to see a little bit of the lighting in the Harry Potter area, and it was really pretty. Like, it looked really nice. And the thing that's unfortunate about people going in the summer now is that this park is meant to be seen at night. Like walking through, you see the Helios all lit up, and then there's this Asian restaurant that wasn't open yet, but that dragon outside was all lit up. And Epic Universe is a nighttime park. It's great during the day, but you have to see it at night. Like, it looks so good. that was when we went back to the Dark Universe, and seeing the portal at night, you could see the electricity at the top going a little bit better. It just had a different feel. It felt so cool going through at night and walking through, seeing the town. And this is where we got to go on Monsters Unchained 4 more times. As we're leaving, everything looked great at night. Like seeing the Mario portal all lit up at night, like I wanted to go through so bad, but the park was closed, so they weren't letting us through. Like music started playing and these lights in the ground started lighting up, and then lights on the carousel were going off. Like all of Celestial Park was like lit up to the music, and then there were fountains all along the water that started going up with lights, and it was just amazing. Like I just thought, like, man, I just wish I had 2 more hours just to walk around and see things at night. I don't care if I get on a ride, just to see everything. Beautiful park. And at the end of the day, we were exhausted, but we were thrilled, and I can't wait to go back and see the things we didn't get to see the stuff in the Harry Potter area, go on Hiccup's swing gliders, just get to experience more of this world, like just to hang out in the Dark Universe at night. And I didn't get to talk to the Invisible Man. We didn't see Frankenstein's monster and the bride out. They have a meet and greet with them. We didn't see that. So I'd love to just go back and see that stuff and not feel rushed to see the things that we already saw, just kind of go and experience the vibes and hang out and see the stores and try more food and everything. Like, it was awesome. So that's it, everybody. A little bit outside my normal Halloween that we talk about, but kind of thought Village of Darkmoor, Dark Universe is about as Halloween as a theme park can get. And since I was there, I might as well talk about the other things we experienced too. So thank you for watching. I am Scared Dad. Spooky season's coming. Go get ready!
And this is a piece of parchment from the mummy Alamu. Do you know her? You do? Oh, you're very smart. Okay. Well, I thought this was a spell from cartoon. I have a lot of enemies. I really want to do, mess things up for them. But no, it was just a recipe for falafel. You ever have falafel? Falafel?
Yeah, he said falafel.
You've had falafel?
Yeah,
there you go. Okay, you get around.
Goes good with the eyeballs.